The concept of removal may be applied to vehicles that were produced in the 90s. Before I proceed, I also have other videos about removing different interior parts of this vehicle. Just refer to the playlist link on the screen or in the description box below to check and watch those videos. Removing a dashboard from an old vehicle can be tricky because some parts could be brittle or could be missing. First step is to open the glove box. Then squeeze both sides inward and let it roll down. There you will see two screws. One screw each hinge. Loosen and remove those. Then you can take the glove box away. Next is the speaker cover panel. There are two screws underneath. After removing those, take the cover away. Pull and take the ashtray away. Pull the bezel of the radio to remove it. Typically, a stereo head unit might require a key, which is inserted on both sides in order to unlock. For this one, the key is missing. Fortunately, it is already unlocked. Pull the plug of the antenna. And the socket of the head unit. Take the head unit away. Below the aircon vents, there are two screws on the bezel. Loosen and remove those. Next, we need to disconnect the cable that is connected to the switch. Under the cabin, on the driver's side, you will see this black cable. Unhook the ends of the cable. Then pull the body from its rusted retaining clip. Now that it's free, we can now try pulling the bezel. Gently pull the whole bezel. At the back, unplug the electrical socket for the hazard button. Then you can take the whole bezel away. Next is the lower dash cover panel. Inside this pocket, there is one screw. Unfortunately, it is missing. One here, another one here, also this one, and last one on the other part. Remove all screws. Then gently take the panel away. Next thing to remove is the steering wheel. For this vehicle, use a 70mm socket for the steering wheel nut. This method didn't work for me since it was pretty time consuming. Instead, I removed the Allen screws and take the steering wheel without the steering hub. After that, time to remove the steering column shroud. This has 3 screws. Remove all screws. Detach the upper panel from the lower panel. Then, take those 2 panels away. Next is the dashboard instrument panel. Remove those 2 screws. Then gently take the cover away. This instrument cluster panel has 4 screws. This one has a missing screw. Remove those 4 screws. After that, gently pull the cluster. You don't have to mind those wires. Those are aftermarket Indigo kit, so you won't have those if you are on a stock setup. Inside, there are 2 sockets and 1 speedometer cable. You can simply unhook those by squeezing the tabs inwards. The socket has tabs both sides. I'll leave the speedometer cable for now. Next, remove this air vent. Simply pry it and pull it towards the left side. Once you remove it, you will see that there will be 1 bolt inside. Remove it using a 10mm socket. Same thing on the other side. Next, remove this 10mm bolt on the lower right side of the dashboard. Same thing on the left side. The climate control has levers, which has cables attached to it. There's no need to remove those cables, especially this climate control, because it is separate from the dashboard. Under the climate control, remove those 2 10mm bolts. Next, on both sides of the center panel of the dashboard, there are another 2 10mm bolts to be removed. Next, on the climate control, there are 4 screws that needs to be removed. Going back to the speedometer cable, we need to go to the engine bay. First step is to remove the intake assembly. Once you remove it, you'll see the speedometer cable. This needs to be disconnected in order for me to pull the cable inside. This can be hard to loosen, so grab a regular pliers to loosen it. Unscrew it and simply pull it upwards to disconnect. Go back inside the cabin and squeeze both tabs of this speedometer cable holder. Hold it and pull it. Something is restricting the cable. Go underneath the cabin. On top of the accelerator pedal, there is this speedometer cable. What I'm going to do is to push this rubber grommet. This thing holds and restricts the speedometer cable. After pushing it, the cable is now loose. Now pull the speedometer cable. This holder can be detached from the cable by simply pushing it. Then separate it as seen on the video. Put the speedometer cable behind the cabin. Underneath, unplug these 2 sockets. These 2 plugs are from the main harness of the dashboard. After that, I tried to pull the dashboard assembly. Then, I noticed that this shifter knob is getting in the way. Unscrew the shift knob. Grab a 40mm wrench and remove this knot. Take those washers and slide the shifter to the left side to remove it. Next, on the steering column, remove the turn signal switch and the wiper arm switch. Each switch has 2 screws. Remove those and you can detach the switch from the steering column. Then gently take the whole dashboard assembly away. And so, there you have it. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you very much for watching.